spare no expense. We are not going to be intimidated into settling.
To me, this does not help Blake Lively's case at all.
B-list actress Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, are not going to be pleased when they find this out.
She played with fire, and now she got burned. This isn't gonna end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, the golden couple of Hollywood, seemingly immune to scandal, about to witness their carefully constructed world crumble? For years, they've reigned as royalty, admired for their talent, charisma, and seemingly perfect life. But now, a tempest is brewing, far more serious than typical celebrity gossip. A major legal confrontation is looming, threatening to expose cracks beneath the surface and potentially dismantle the empire they've painstakingly built. This isn't just a fleeting rumor or a minor public relations hiccup. This is a high-stakes drama unfolding in real time, promising to send tremors throughout the entertainment industry and forcing us to question if even the brightest stars can fall from grace. Buckle up, because the fairy tale facade might be shattering, revealing a reality far more complex and captivatingly turbulent than anyone could have predicted.
One of the co-founders of Wayfarer, his production company, is Steve Sarowitz. And there's no sorrow with him because Steve Sarowitz is a billionaire.
At the epicenter of this burgeoning Hollywood earthquake stands Justin Baldoni, an actor and director known for his roles in projects like Jane the Virgin and 5 Feet Apart. But he's no longer just in front of or behind the camera, he's taking center stage in a legal drama of his own making. Baldoni has initiated a substantial lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and insiders whisper that his resolve is absolute, almost unshakable. Forget hushed negotiations and private settlements brokered in dimly lit boardrooms. Baldoni is taking a defiant stance, prepared to engage in a full-blown courtroom battle. His intentions are clear. He seeks public vindication, demanding that the truth as he sees it be laid bare for the world to witness. This isn't merely about financial compensation, it's a fight for his professional integrity, a quest to reclaim his reputation in an industry where perception is often everything, and Baldoni appears ready to gamble everything to clear his name. He's not just seeking damages, he's seeking justice in the court of public opinion. But what actions, what accusations have propelled this situation to such a critical juncture? What specific claims is Baldoni leveling against Lively and Reynolds that have ignited this explosive legal confrontation, transforming it from a private dispute into a public spectacle with potentially devastating consequences? What secrets are at the heart of this Hollywood drama?
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix
and
of
it's
both.
like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, you know, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
Baldoni's legal representatives are reportedly confident, asserting that they possess a compelling arsenal of evidence to support their claims. This isn't characterized as a simple disagreement or a matter of differing recollections, it's presented as a meticulously documented case of alleged misconduct. The accusations levied are serious and multifaceted, painting a disturbing picture of on-set dynamics and subsequent reputation damage. At the core of the lawsuit are allegations that Blake Lively engaged in bullying behavior during the production of a film project, creating a hostile and unbearable work environment for Baldoni. However, the accusations extend beyond the set. Baldoni further contends that Lively, leveraging her considerable influence and public relations machinery, orchestrated a calculated and malicious campaign to undermine his professional standing and tarnish his image after the alleged on-set incidents. These are not trivial grievances, they are weighty charges suggesting a deliberate and aggressive effort to sabotage Baldoni's career trajectory and inflict lasting damage to his professional life. The lawsuit suggests a calculated effort to silence and discredit him. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, seasoned veterans in navigating the intricate power structures of Hollywood, may have initially perceived this situation as manageable. a minor challenge easily contained through their established influence and resources. Perhaps they operated under the assumption that Baldoni, lacking their vast financial reserves and industry clout, would eventually succumb to pressure, opting for a quiet resolution rather than a protracted and costly legal battle. They correctly assessed one aspect. High-profile legal disputes in Hollywood are notoriously expensive, often requiring vast financial resources to sustain. However, they seemingly overlooked or underestimated a pivotal factor that has fundamentally altered the landscape of this conflict. Justin Baldoni is not facing this legal onslaught as an isolated individual.
To clear his name. And I think that's what's happening here. I don't think Blake Lively, and certainly Ryan Reynolds, they don't need money from Justin Baldoni. They're A-list celebrities, and they're worth a lot. And same thing, I think Justin Baldoni, obviously money is going to be more important to him, but he's fighting for his survival right now. If you have a reputation in Hollywood as being a harasser, that's a quick way to never make another film here again.
In a plot twist worthy of a Hollywood screenplay itself, it has emerged that Justin Baldoni has garnered the backing of a formidable and unexpected ally, Steve Sarowitz, a billionaire entrepreneur and co-founder of the e-commerce giant Wayfair. Sarowitz, reportedly a staunch supporter of Baldoni's cause, is providing substantial financial resources to fuel his legal campaign, effectively neutralizing the perceived financial disparity between the two sides. This infusion of billionaire-level funding has dramatically reshaped the power dynamics at play. What initially appeared to be a lopsided contest, a David versus Goliath scenario with predictable odds, has now transformed into a far more balanced and unpredictable confrontation. Baldoni, now armed with the financial firepower of a billionaire benefactor, is no longer intimidated by the formidable financial strength of a Hollywood power couple. This unexpected alliance has elevated the lawsuit from a potential nuisance, easily dismissed, into a genuine and credible threat capable of inflicting significant damage to Lively and Reynolds' carefully cultivated public image and their vast financial holdings. Sarowitz's backing has leveled the playing field and signaled a long and potentially devastating legal war. Empowered by unwavering financial support and fueled by a desire for vindication, Justin Baldoni is exhibiting no signs of retreat, maintaining his steadfast resolve to pursue this legal action to its ultimate conclusion. Consequently, the pressure bearing down on Blake Lively is intensifying exponentially. However, the ramifications of this lawsuit are not confined to the legal arena. The repercussions are rapidly permeating the public sphere, impacting Lively's carefully constructed public persona and beginning to erode the foundations of her carefully curated brand. The court of public opinion is now in session and the verdict is far from certain.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
The initial tremors of this unfolding crisis are manifesting in tangible financial setbacks for Blake Lively, specifically impacting her burgeoning business ventures. Her heavily promoted hair care line, Blake Brown, once touted as a must-have beauty essential, is now reportedly facing a significant consumer backlash. Credible reports are circulating, suggesting that major retail giants, including Target, are initiating the removal of her product line from store shelves due to a sharp decline in sales figures and an alarming surge in customer returns. The whispers of organized boycotts and online campaigns urging consumers to shun her brand appear to be translating into demonstrable financial losses and a palpable dent in her brand equity. Her carefully crafted image of a relatable and aspirational entrepreneur is suffering considerable damage, and her brand, once synonymous with effortless chic and desirable lifestyle, is now increasingly associated with controversy and negative consumer sentiment. Adding to her woes, her burgeoning cocktail beverage line, Betty Buzz, is also rumored to be facing similar consumer apprehension and potential market repercussions. This is no longer simply a public relations challenge to be managed with carefully worded statements. It's beginning to resemble a full-scale career implosion, a cascade of negative events unfolding in the unforgiving glare of the public spotlight. But the cascading repercussions of this lawsuit extend far beyond the immediate financial anxieties of Blake Lively's personal business endeavors. The shockwaves are propagating outward, reaching even the seemingly impenetrable and meticulously guarded realm of the Disney entertainment empire, directly impacting Ryan Reynolds and his high-profile association with the studio.
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. Colleen, even in her real life, is talking about sadness or pain or trauma. There's also a dry humor and a sense of levity and wit and joy and love.
Disney, a corporation renowned for its unwavering commitment to a wholesome, family-friendly brand image and meticulous control over its public narrative, is reportedly exhibiting significant unease regarding the escalating negative publicity enveloping Ryan Reynolds. Unconfirmed reports emanating from within studio circles suggest that Reynolds may have incorporated veiled allusions or comedic references to the Justin Baldoni situation within scenes for the highly anticipated Deadpool 3 Inches movie, a project of immense strategic importance to Disney's future box office success. Insiders claim that high-level Disney executives have intervened, issuing a directive to Reynolds urging him to temper his trademark edgy and irreverent humor, particularly concerning potentially sensitive or controversial topics or face potentially severe repercussions. These repercussions, according to some accounts, could extend to the unthinkable. The potential recasting of the iconic role of Deadpool, a character inextricably linked to Reynolds' persona and comedic style. The mere suggestion of Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds seems almost paradoxical, underscoring the gravity of the situation and the palpable tension gripping Disney's leadership. Disney is purportedly conveying a clear and unambiguous message. They are profoundly displeased with Reynolds' alleged actions and are prepared to contemplate drastic measures, even sacrificing a major box office draw to safeguard their meticulously cultivated brand integrity and avoid further association with the burgeoning controversy. The studio's intervention underscores the far-reaching implications of the lawsuit and its potential to disrupt even the most established Hollywood power structures.
I mean, I internalized that as opportunity. We had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
The financial stakes in this high-stakes Hollywood drama have now reached truly astronomical proportions. Justin Baldoni is reportedly pursuing a staggering minimum of $400 million in compensatory and punitive damages through his defamation lawsuit. This colossal sum is not merely intended to offset legal expenses, it represents a comprehensive claim encompassing projected losses in future earnings, the profound and lasting damage inflicted upon his professional reputation, and the emotional distress endured as a consequence of the alleged defamation. Financial analysts and forensic accountants have purportedly conducted preliminary assessments of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' combined assets and financial holdings, and the preliminary conclusions are stark and deeply concerning. Should they ultimately be unsuccessful in defending against Baldoni's legal onslaught and incur a judgment of this magnitude, they could realistically face the specter of bankruptcy. Decades of meticulous career building, the accumulation of substantial wealth, and the painstaking crafting of their enviable Hollywood image could be irrevocably erased in a single legal defeat. They could be compelled to initiate their professional and financial lives anew, starting from ground zero, with no guarantee that the notoriously fickle Hollywood landscape would readily embrace their return after such a protracted public and financially ruinous legal debacle. This lawsuit transcends the typical parameters of a legal dispute. It represents a genuine existential threat, a potential financial doomsday scenario that could dismantle their empire and reshape their future trajectory in unimaginable ways. In the wake of this escalating crisis, the critical question reverberating throughout Hollywood and beyond is, how did a seemingly manageable interpersonal conflict spiral into such a potentially catastrophic confluence of legal, financial, and reputational disasters? Could this entire maelstrom of controversy, brand damage, and potential financial ruin have been averted through a more conciliatory approach, a simpler act of contrition, a different path chosen at a critical juncture? Many observers and industry insiders are now pointing to Blake Lively's apparent and unwavering refusal to issue a public apology as the pivotal misstep that ignited this entire conflagration. Numerous sources suggest that a timely and sincere acknowledgement of wrongdoing, a demonstrable display of humility, and a willingness to concede error, however minor, might have served to de-escalate the situation, potentially averting the ensuing legal escalation and the subsequent cascade of negative repercussions. Instead, Lively appears to have adopted a posture of defiance, resolutely refusing to retract her initial claims and seemingly engaging in what many perceive as a pride-driven and strategically miscalculated legal and public relations battle. Was this unyielding stance, this unwavering commitment to an unapologetic narrative, a critical and ultimately fatal misjudgment? Did an overestimation of their own power, coupled with a profound underestimation of Justin Baldoni's determination and the unforeseen consequences of their actions, ultimately pave the path to this unfolding disaster? The definitive answer and the ultimate resolution of this gripping Hollywood showdown remains shrouded in uncertainty, poised to be revealed in the unfolding legal proceedings and the subsequent public fallout. However, one stark and undeniable truth has emerged with stark clarity. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are currently confronting a crisis of their own making, a self-inflicted wound of potentially devastating proportions, and the long-term ramifications for their careers and their carefully constructed public image are far from certain and deeply concerning.